Imagine carrying a torch into complete darkness. Every step echoes through silent stone. The outside world disappears behind you. The air becomes colder. The walls begin to move in the flickering light. Then you stop. A giant bison appears. Not alive. Painted. Thousands of years ago. Someone stood exactly where you are standing now. They crushed minerals into powder. They mixed them with animal fat, water, or saliva. Then they covered these walls with animals that still seem alive today. Why? It seems like a simple question. It is one of archaeology's greatest mysteries. Humans have painted almost everything throughout history. Palaces, temples, books, homes. But cave paintings are different. Many of them were hidden deep underground. Some required crawling through passages barely wide enough for one person. Others sat inside chambers with no natural light. Nobody accidentally wandered into these places. People came with a purpose. They carried fire, pigments, tools, time, and perhaps something even more important, an idea. For decades, researchers believed they knew the answer. The paintings were hunting magic. Draw the animal. Control the animal. Catch the animal. It sounded reasonable until scientists looked closer. Many painted species were rarely hunted. Some dangerous predators appeared again and again. Lions, bears, rhinos, animals people usually avoided. Why spend precious time painting creatures you never intended to eat? The mystery became deeper. Then another strange detail appeared. Many caves showed the same symbols. Dots, lines, handprints, simple geometric shapes, thousands of them. These symbols appeared across Europe, separated by mountains, separated by rivers, separated by thousands of years. Yet they looked surprisingly similar. Could they mean something? In 2023, researchers working with archaeologists suggested that many of these marks may have recorded seasonal information about animals. If true, they could represent one of humanity's earliest systems of recorded knowledge. Not writing, but something moving toward it. That possibility changes everything. Perhaps cave walls were not only art. Perhaps they were memory. Imagine living without books, without paper, without phones, without maps. Every important fact had to survive inside human minds. Knowledge could disappear in a single generation, unless someone found another way to preserve it. A cave wall never forgot. The oldest known cave art pushes this mystery even further. Some paintings are more than 40,000 years old. Others may be even older. In Indonesia, hand stencils and animal figures date back tens of thousands of years. In Europe, spectacular paintings fill caves like Lascaux and Chauvet. The artists never met. They lived continents apart. Yet they created remarkably similar images. How could distant people develop such similar traditions? Was this coincidence? Or was something deeply human expressing itself? Archaeologist David Lewis Williams proposed another possibility. He believed many cave paintings reflected altered states of consciousness. Darkness, isolation, rhythmic sounds, flickering firelight. All of these can affect the human brain. Even today, people experiencing trance sometimes report geometric patterns before seeing more complex visions. Interestingly, many cave walls contain exactly those simple geometric shapes. Does that prove the theory? No, but it offers another piece of the puzzle. Other researchers focus on the caves themselves. The locations were rarely convenient. Many paintings appear in chambers with unusual echoes. Some chambers amplify voices, others distort sound completely. Archaeologists have found surprising connections between painted locations and acoustic hotspots. Could sound have mattered as much as sight? Imagine singing inside total darkness, your voice bouncing across invisible walls, animals appearing in torchlight, shadows moving across stone. The experience would have felt unforgettable. Perhaps that was the point. Knowledge remembered through emotion lasts longer. Modern neuroscience supports this idea. Emotion strengthens memory. Fear strengthens memory. Wonder strengthens memory. Ancient artists may have understood this without knowing a single neuron existed. They only needed experience. Every generation inherited new stories, new techniques, new meanings, and each painting became part of something larger than any individual. The walls became a library, not of words, but of human imagination. Every generation added another layer, not only of pigment, but of meaning. Children may have stood beside experienced artists, watching, learning, remembering. Knowledge survived because people shared it. The paintings became lessons, not inside schools, inside stone. One remarkable clue comes from handprints. Thousands remain on cave walls. Most were made by placing a hand against the rock, then blowing pigment around it. The hand disappeared. Its outline remained. For decades, archaeologists assumed most belonged to adult men. Later measurements told a different story. Researchers including Dean Snow found that many hand stencils were likely made by women. Others belonged to teenagers. Some belonged to children. The caves were not visited by only one kind of person. Entire communities may have participated. That changes the picture completely. Instead of a lonely artist, imagine families, elders telling stories, young people listening carefully, the torchlight dancing across painted animals, a tradition repeated for centuries. Then something unexpected happened. The climate changed, animals moved, people migrated, cultures transformed. Some caves were abandoned forever. The paintings remained, waiting for thousands of years, until modern humans found them again. In 1879, a young girl named Maria de Sochuela looked upward inside a cave in Spain. She saw enormous painted bison across the ceiling. Her father announced the discovery. Many experts laughed. They insisted prehistoric humans were too primitive, too unintelligent, too simple. They were wrong. Years later, new discoveries forced archaeology to admit its mistake. The paintings were genuine. The artists had possessed extraordinary skill. They understood movement, perspective, color, light, and storytelling. That realization changed the way we see our ancestors. They were not waiting for civilization to begin. They were already human, curious, creative, symbolic, capable of imagining things that did not exist before. Perhaps that is the real mystery. The paintings are beautiful, but beauty alone cannot explain the effort. Some pigments came from far away. Some chambers were dangerous to reach. The work required planning, cooperation, time. Every brushstroke cost energy. Nothing about it was easy. People do not make sacrifices without believing something matters. Maybe the caves were sacred. Maybe they were classrooms. Maybe they were calendars. Maybe they were all of these at once. The truth is that we still do not know, and perhaps we never will. Yet every new discovery brings us closer. Laser scanning reveals details once invisible. Chemical analysis identifies ancient pigments. Radiocarbon dating improves every decade. Technology keeps asking better questions. The walls keep giving quiet answers. When you stand before one of these paintings today, you are separated from its creator by tens of thousands of years. You cannot speak to them. You do not know their name. You do not know their language. But you recognize what they left behind. A desire to leave something that outlives a single lifetime. That feeling has never disappeared. We write books. We record videos. We build monuments. We leave photographs. We tell stories to children. For the same reason, we hope someone remembers. Perhaps cave paintings were never just about animals. They were about memory, about identity, about saying, we were here. Across 40,000 years, the message still survives. Not because the artists became famous, not because they expected applause, but because they believed their ideas deserved to last. Every painted animal, every handprint, every mysterious symbol is proof that the human mind was already searching for meaning long before history was written. The next time you see a drawing on a wall, remember this: the distance between ancient artists and us is smaller than it seems. The tools have changed, the canvas has changed, but the desire to tell stories has never left us. Perhaps civilization did not begin when we built cities. Perhaps it began the moment someone stepped into darkness, lifted a torch, and decided that an idea was worth leaving behind forever.